in there now. The name Tokyo, as in Tokyo, Japan. I don't know how I've forgotten that. But yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo, Prelude, The Corrupted Case Files. Episode 1, guys, starting a new game, because it's been a while since I played. So yeah, let's get right straight into it, guys. Okay, Rinko? God damn it, Rinko? Erica? Hold on, guys, I'll just put my status online. No one wants to talk about it, but that's all that's on anyone's minds these days. Mysterious things are happening all around Shibuya. Sightings, attacks, disappearances, fear. How is a kid supposed to be a kid in a time like this? But honestly, Ryota never really was like most kids. He's not usually glued to his phone all day. Ryota's concerns brings him into a mysterious case file posted online. It's titled The Kyoka Vanishings. He reads it himself the best he can. Having tracked another report of dog fog to the area, I arrived to find it had passed, leaving dreary rain hanging over the neighborhood. At the scene, all we found were the clothes of a mother and son, left behind like two molted cicada shells. It's hard to even imagine a parent and a child just gone. Precious lives snuffed out forever. My heart sank, knowing that I had failed to protect them. It was one of the worst feelings I'd ever felt. As if on cue, the rain started pouring down. Heavier and heavier it fell with each passing minute, but I couldn't be bothered to take out my umbrella. That's when the obvious culprits returned to the scene of the crime, a group of monsters. They had Hey Eli, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. What are you up to tonight? They had umbrellas of their own, as if rain followed them wherever they go. I was furious. I brought hell down onto them at every moment. At that very moment. They tried to protect themselves with the umbrellas, but I just kept pounding on them until they were battered and broken. I was so exhausted I could have fallen over at any moment, but my utter wrath kept me going. As I picked up to leave, are you chilling? Just got off work? That's cool. Thank you for stopping by. I just walked away, rain pouring and soaking me to the bone. KK. Unable to shake the idea that monsters are all around him, Ryota navigates on his phone to a document called Yes, Eli, I appreciate it. The Nochi fantasies. That language is complicated, but he works to understand it. It says, I got a tip on a missing woman from Marinucci. When you've been a detective as long as I have, you tend to build up a network of contacts. The story my contact told me was that they saw the woman one day when the fog rolled in. It blanketed the area and then poof, she was gone. Times like these make me wish a certain somebody was around. Come to think of it, the fog and these disappearances set the scene for when I first met the rest of my crew. Everyone kept talking about folks just up and disappearing, and I thought it was a load of her shit. Wasn't until I met them and until my encounter that I believed. Ever since then, I'd been haunted by what I would have once called hallucinations. Turns out being able to see spirits and monsters isn't fantasy movie nonsense after all. Guess I should be thankful because otherwise I wouldn't have seen through that monster taking the form of the woman. Are you gonna stream tonight, Eli? Or are you taking the night off? She made a bunch of red herbs appear that chased me around, but I knew so long as I didn't let myself get surrounded, I'd be okay. She was a nightmare to look at, so I put her out of her misery. When I searched the scene, I spotted a woman's handbag, found a missing woman's ID cards in there. Then I came across some clothes that looked like would have been hers. They were in a little pile, but by the way they'd fallen, made it clear her body had just vanished. Are you going to be streaming on Tuesday, Eli? Okay. No mistaking whose handiwork it was either. I'd finally managed to get my hands on a solid enough lead to work with. KK. The last one, the bathroom vanishing. Could monsters really live among us? These case files say that yes, they absolutely can and do, according to this one. A lady called me about a missing person who vanished from the bathroom of her apartment. Usually I brush it off as another runaway, but after seeing the crows circling above her apartment, I had a feeling that there would be more to this. The black stains on the front door verified my hunch. It turns out that I'm the only one that can see these black stains. The lady who lived there and showed me in made no signs of noticing it. She showed me the bathtub and gave me a play-by-play of what happened. Her boyfriend was taking a bath longer than usual, and so she went to the bathroom to check on him. When she opened the door, her boyfriend was gone. And for a short instant, there was a reflection of an old shrine on the surface of the bathwater. I rubbed my fingers on the rim of the bathtub, and there was a transparent, sticky, slime-like substance on it, a reflection of a shrine shown on the water's surface. I'll need to talk further with my team about this incident to see if these things ring any bells. I put the black stain on the front door and then left the scene. Poor lady, what will she do now? What can any of us do? KK. In these posts, the kid had found something. Rather, someone called KK, has been looking into these monsters in this part of town. A believer just like Ryota. Social media would never lie, and that means KK is an expert, maybe the expert, in all things paranormal. There's only one thing left to do. Having put over every story, post, and grainy photo about local monsters he could find, Ryota prepares to take action. I'm gonna ask this KK guy to help. Just gotta figure out where he lives first. Doctor, dear Mr. Investigator Person. Dear Mr. Investigator Person. Hello, how are you? I'm not good and I need your help. Monsters got my best friend, Sasuke. Rinko sits up in the chair. She zeroes in on one of a dozen monitors from across a makeshift command center stuffed into this cramped Tokyo apartment. It happened near the manhole. Please help me get him back. That data flies across the screen. Seemingly too much. Charts and graphs, maps and mathematical equations. Even social media feeds and opens case files. Somehow, though, all of these screens and all of that clutter, Ryota's message catches Rinko's eye. Sounds desperate, but it could just be some bird kid trolling us. Calm and confident, Rinko insists on balancing compassion with skepticism. Yeah, that is a lot of monitors. Yep. Yeah, Eli. Analytical approach. On the other hand, the manhole is within the vicinity of several recent incidents. Maybe he is involved. She knows what she thinks, but she also knows no one can protect Tokyo all by themselves. Trusting your teammates is the only way to keep everyone safe. What do you make of it, Ed? Ed grins and takes a single deep breath as he turns on to the screens. He has something to say but holds it back. Technology is easy, people are hard. Instead of speaking up, he places a small recorder on his desk. He presses play, and as the audio begins to roll, Ed turns and walks away. I've heard intriguing stories about so-called manhole girls in Japan. Vengeful ghosts of bullied students said to trick other children into following them into the sewers, from where they never return. If any information turns up about such anomalies, so I'd be keen to investigate, though I speak purely out of personal interest. It might not be enough to make the rest of my team pursue it without further evidence. Safe to say, since you somehow found the time to record something this specific about a single urban. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back, Eli. That you'd want to look into it. Ed is already engrossed in other work. He doesn't respond. He certainly doesn't notice when Winkle rolls her eyes. He really does. Probably best we have no idea how you spend your free time. Ed. Erica's been sitting next to Winkle this entire time, listening and waiting for the right time to chime in. That time is... Want me to check it out? I don't think so, Erica. It could be dangerous. What if something happens to you? Seriously, you don't trust me to go out by myself for 5 minutes in the middle of the day? At just 16 years old, Winkle might not trust Erica on something dangerous. But Winkle knows that Erica has shown a maturity beyond her ears. She gives Erica an almost sisterly look of skepticism. You know it's not that. Winkle quickly turns back to her monitors and away from Erica. But for all of her maturity, Erica can't quite keep from pouting. Stop making that face. Besides, we've got our very own private detective in the vicinity already. I'll have him take a look. The stall is brimming as wide arrays of customers eat in relative silence. The only sound they make is the slurping of their noodles. The silence breaks when a phone begins to vibrate upon the countertop. The owner ignores it to focus on his meal instead. The phone doesn't care about his hunger and continues to vibrate. The phone wins. Peace and solitude have shattered. This is no way to enjoy noodles. God damn it. The silent diner finally glances at the screen. He begins to mutter to himself. Another case. These people have had me working on harder than my enemies ever did. Can't even get 5 minutes to enjoy a nice quiet lunch. Let me guess, I'll be risking life and limb? that, that, that why you let it ring for so long? Too scared to pick up? Huh, you know the exact day I stopped being scared of anything. The day you stopped being a loner and hooked up with us so that we could have your back. Sure, that works. Besides, I'm not full enough to pretend this team isn't half okay. If you need backup, you know I'll be there. No questions asked. I actually already volunteered, but right now there's nothing dangerous to be worried about. It's a simple check-in on a report of some suspicious activity that might be connected to these phenomena we were looking into. It's always the simple cases that go south the fastest. You know what? You're right. Maybe Erica should run point on this one. Sure, she's just a kid, but you're busy, so... Well, hold up. Let's not sacrifice the rookie to make me look bad. I'm already out. Send me the info and I'll get on it. First, though, I need to talk to one of you about something. Because I have to pick Erica. Eager to get out there, huh, Erica? Chase some thrills? No, not thrill seeking. It's my duty. I have to help, but I don't have a choice. Listen, kid, you always have a choice, but I get it. It's that thing inside that tells us we can make a difference. It's a burden, but it also keeps us going. You just gotta know when to use it and when to hold it tight. Otherwise, it'll carry you away. I'll never let that happen to me. I won't be like him. What he did is unforgivable. I know you won't. Rinko and I would never allow it. You just have to follow our lead. That's your job, huh? Make sure I don't stray too far from the pack. One of my jobs, and I'm damn good at it. Ryota doesn't notice the people passing him on the street. They don't notice him either. He is young, but he is very much alone. His focus is centered on the small bit of paper in his hands. The main character, Eli? I'm confused about that too. My guess is this kid might be the main character, Ryota. But then the other people, they were part of a team that investigates the paranormal stuff. So I really don't know. It could be based on everyone, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure yet. After a couple of folds, the paper finds a familiar configuration. With a head, arms, and body take shape, a palm-sized person stands in his hand. It could be based upon on everyone, but this kid Ryota has a certain ability. Because at the beginning, the black stage was only seen by him. So it could be based on everyone. They all help solve whatever paranormal investigation or something. As Ryota inspects his creation, someone who has been observing him from afar steps out of the shadow. What have you got there? And I think this guy, the one that they were talking to at the cafe, might be KK, the one that he saw in the articles. Ryota looks up. He's nervous, but clutches the paper doll in his hand to stay brave. He's not running or hiding, despite the gruff stranger staring at him. No need to be afraid. I'm not here to do anything bad to you or your little friend. Gotta admit, I've been known to carry the odd paper doll with me on investigations. Strange habit, I know. But you get the benefit of a partner without the annoying small talk. Ryota's shoulders ease. He lets his guard down as he listens to the detective and re-examines the folded paper. The detective surprises himself with his playful tone. He's rusty, but he somehow still feels comfortable talking to the scared kid. Sometimes paper towels are used for magical purposes. You're a sorcerer by chance? Now's the time to tell me. So you really are him, huh? The kid knows. Gonna have to be more specific, kid. You're KK, the ghost hunter from the files. You must be. I just thought you'd be taller. So Eli, I'm not exactly sure who the main character is, but the title of this game is The Corrupted Case Files. So KK might be the main character, but it obviously everyone works together as a team to solve the case. That's what I'm assuming. They say you solve strange mysteries, right? KK? Maybe. Yeah, it's basically a detective type of game. Paranormal investigation type stuff. Ghosts and stuff. The detective looks closely at Ryota's phone. He sees the social media post featuring photos of various case files he has worked on, collected in one place. Look, I only use these initials because writing out my name is a pain, and I got too much pain already. Not your problem, right? Anyhow, that's me, KK, but I'm not a ghost hunter, I'm a detective. KK's demeanor hardens a bit, dropping the playfulness. " You wanted an investigator, kid? Well, you've got one. I'm so glad you're going to look into the disappearances at the manholes. Here's the thing. I already did. Made some calls on the way here. There's no record of any recent disappearances. Still got a few um, friends on the force, so I can dig up dirt quick. KK shoots Ryota a serious look. Not trying to pull a fast one on me, are you, kid? It's true, honest. My buddy Suzuki has disappeared. He hasn't come home since yesterday. Last place I saw him was right back here. Ryota motions to the alleyway behind him. He went down that way. I tried to follow, but I couldn't find him. He was completely gone. If Ryota is bluffing, he's an incredible liar. A sadness comes over him when he looks back toward the alley. KK looks back and forth from the kid then to the alleyway behind him. All the alleys are dark, but this one looks like it's never seen daylight. See any fog when that happened? The moment he disappeared? Now that you mention it, there has been something spooky around like that. Around like a kind of fog or darkness, but it came and then went. Alright. KK mutters something to himself as he eyeballs the alleyway behind Ryota. Nothing looks immediately out of place. With so much going down in the city, some kid getting lost doesn't exactly seem like front page news. Call the kid's bluff. Press for more info. I need more to go on. Kid, why are you so convinced he was taken? Didn't happen to anyone else around here. But it did all happen to my best friend. Suzuki's been missing for 2 full days. Everyone's been looking, but no one has found him. What about his parents? Have they filed a police report? I'm the only one who really cares about Suzuki. I know he needs me. And no one else is even looking for him anymore. Just me. He's lucky to have you. It's like when you saw a crow circling above the building in one of the cases you investigated. You knew there was more to it than everyone else. Well, Mr. KK, I know there's more to Suzuki's disappearance. I just need your help. Really? Did your homework? I'm impressed. You're more dedicated than most adults I know. You remind me of my friend Erica. She's lost someone too, and she'll never stop fighting for them either. KK takes another glance at the alley. Alright, show me exactly where this Suzuki pal of yours disappeared. Ryota perks up. So you're gonna look into it? I'm here, ain't I? Let me check in with my team, see if they figured anything out. Could save us some time. KK reaches for his phone. What's up? We're all here. I just need a quick word with one of you to follow up on what a kid has told me. Gonna do Ed. Ed, you find anything in those files of yours while I was talking to the kid? Unfortunately, I've only done a limited amount of my own research into this legend before being pulled away by other tasks. That said, I've been quite eager to continue it. Ed spit it out. What do you know? Of course, it's just a theory. While he was speaking, Ed queued up another file on his audio recorder. He lets it do the talking from here on out. While installing some ethereal energy monitoring hardware that I decided to place throughout the city, I've become aware of micropulsars within Tokyo's electrical grid that are only recognizable within distinct frequencies. It's my belief that these frequencies are tied to spiritual resonance, a byproduct of vanishing experiments. My intention is to continue monitoring these pulses via the mobile lab with the hope of ultimately detecting a source location. So far, science points to the Superior district, but I've been unable to produce more specific results. It's as if the source is continually moving, relocating, perhaps to avoid the exact type of precision detection that I seek to achieve. A moving target, eh? Hell, if you were trying to move quickly through the city undetected, you could do worse than the sewers. Well, Ed, time to test this theory of yours. Ryota, it's time to find Suzuki. Nothing looks out of place, but things are rarely what they seem. KK slowly but deliberately reaches his hand out. He's not holding onto anything, but you would think that he is by the way he is moving. Like he's got something invisible dangling from his fingertips. Ryota has no clue what he's trying to do, but he watches closely. However, however, what happens next can only be seen by KK's eyes. As KK opens his fingertips, a sparkling orb of energy drops from his hand down onto the ground. It ripples like the water in a still pond, energy flowing outward into the world. A strange trail floats into view as though a spirit has passed through this place. Psychic energy. The trail leads further on, deeper into the alley and out of view. Guess he went this way, or that way. Puzzled, Ryota follows KK's eye line down the alley, but sees nothing out of the ordinary. What happened? I don't see anything. Trust me, kid, it's good you can't see it. This is a power you don't want. And you're too young for it, to take a risk like that and change your life forever. The world's a scary place. It keeps getting worse. We're gonna find your friend and get you back to your life. Hey Eli, I'm probably gonna end the stream for right now and take a little bit of a break. And then stream one more game for the night. Okay, Eli, have a good night, buddy. Maybe I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night. Peace, Eli.